So if we talk about like personalization and re-engaging customers to get into your app, what's your guys' take on privacy and the more stringent laws that come from Europe?
Sure. I mean, in May 2018, there are new laws coming down in Europe, so we definitely are taking those very seriously. We still don't know how that's going to pan out for people, but from our side, I mean, we're a German company. We've always been strictly adherent to this legislation that's in Germany and across Europe. I think what's interesting is that this new law is actually going to be across Europe, so it's going to be interesting to see how people deal with that. From our side, we've never stored things like IP addresses or any of this PII or what they consider like personal identifiable information. So this isn't really sort of a non-issue for us. And we're e-privacy certified, but I think this is sort of a government move or a sort of legal move to say, okay, more and more people want to be private. They don't want to be sort of categorized and targeted at. So it'll be interesting how, I guess, the whole ecosystem deals with that.
Yeah, because I typically hear from consumers not a lot about, they don't want to be targeted or they don't want to be it's more like a government thing. But what do you guys know about what consumers think of all the stuff we measure and track?
I guess we don't really touch the end consumer very much, so it's very hard for us to think about what they do actually think. Me as a user, sometimes it can be creepy, so I think I just think of my own perspective, but at the end of the day, what would you buy if you didn't see an ad? So what would you know what to buy if you didn't have advertising? So I think it's kind of nice as well.
So so we talked about the trends for 217. What's your big feature on the roadmap which is coming in 217? What's the biggest thing coming out of that just?
What I'm really excited about is multi-touch, actually, because there's a lot of companies that talk about multi-touch. I mean, every single company has their own model, but when you then go in and talk to the app developers that are making apps and pulling this data in themselves, they have their own crazy models that they look at. So how do we take what they're doing and actually translate that into like a flexible solution for everyone? And I think no one's really figured it out yet. There's very linear models, so it's kind of an exciting time to think of even moving into like, how do we do this for brand campaigns? How do we do this for performance campaigns? What is the knock-on effect of having many, many touch points? And no one's figured it out yet.
So you guys are going to give us some insights in what the different touch points in a customer journey are, and make that insightful, and that's how we can basically spend our money better.
Yeah, exactly. And not just have like an equal weighting of everything, because not everything should be weighted equally.
Do you guys provide like models for that, or is it like open? You put your own models on the data, but you just provide the data, or?
Well, we haven't released it yet, so yeah. So we'll see how we end up working it out in the end. But we're actually talking to a lot of our like bigger brands that we work with to see how they're doing it in-house, to take that to us and be able to actually offer that for everyone.
Fantastic. All right, thanks a lot.